Islam, Kemet, Christianity, or Christian insanity. Come back to your God, Israel, for it has been made manifest to us what is pleasing to our Elohim. Keep my commandments, that's what he said. Do what's right, or you'll be fighting for your life. Keep God's commandments, it's the whole duty of man. It's the whole duty of man. I love y'all, Israel.
Where? Shalom, y'all. Shalom. Sorry we are late, but we have a lot to bring out tonight, and for some reason, things just didn't work out the way we planned. But we're going to do what we set out to do, irregardless whether it's late or not. This is going to be recorded, so people can always come back and look at this whenever. And so what we're doing tonight, our true identity. I'm sorry. That's not the title. I forgot the title in all this confusion. Yeah, our pictorial history, Israel. So what we're doing, we're going way back. We're going into the catacombs. We're going into just a whole bunch of different scholarship, mainly the catacombs. And what's the other one? You got probably have to click on scenes. Oh, you good. We're going into the image of the black. We got some stuff out of there, and then we got Russian icons. So that's what we're hitting. We're just gonna jump right into it tonight. We've hit Ezekiel 3:11 so many times, y'all should know it by heart. But we'll pick back up on other classes, Lord's will. So let's get started. Give me Genesis 15. And verse 12. Now, you have, during the Renaissance period, and even before then, there's so much whitewashing of our history that we feel the need to do this right here. Because our enemies, the enemies of Israel, have put up their images and are trying to tell us that, oh, no, we're the people. It ain't y'all. Y'all just some grimy Bantus or whatever. So we're going into this stuff. Our brothers left paintings behind. They left images behind. Now, Genesis 15 and start at verse 12.
Shalom, Most High Christ, bless, happy Sabbath. The book of Genesis, chapter 15 and verse 12. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram. And lo, an horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
Y'all know this is talking about Egypt, but keep going.
Verse 14. And also that nation, whom they shall serve, will I judge, and afterwards shall they come out with great substance.
Come on.
And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age.
Now verse 18.
Verse 18. In the same day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates.
Right. This particular verse, this seed right here is talking about Christ. It belongs to Christ. This land belongs to Christ. Now he said, your seed, your children, Abraham, Isaac. So Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and then all Jacob's children, they going into Egypt and they're going to serve captivity. Now give me Genesis 22. So, and then give me, what's the first image you got? Image number 1. Yeah. Okay. Read that. Genesis 22 and start at verse 9. Now, go ahead. Put that picture up there. Now, this is out of the catacombs. Our people could not be buried in Rome, so they had to be buried in the catacombs. There's many bones of our people there, and while they were there underground, they made images. They painted images. That right there, does it say what it is? But that's Abraham about to sacrifice Isaac. Go ahead and read that. Genesis 22 and 9.
The book of Genesis, chapter 22 and verse 9. And they came to the place which God had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood. And Abraham stretched forth his hand, and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of the Lord called unto him out of heaven, and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here am I. And he said, Lay not thine hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest God, seeing that thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me.
So because Abraham was about to sacrifice Isaac, the Lord sent his one and only son, the Christ. But the point is, put that picture back up. The point is, this was in the catacombs. It's our people. This is what the Jews, we're going to get into that later. The Jews got carried to Rome, and they made them fight as gladiators and do all different kinds of things. And while they were there, they made these paintings on the walls of the catacombs. That looks like us. That does not look like the Jewish man that's in Jerusalem right now. Go to the next image. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, what does that say? It says Joseph talking with his brothers in Egypt. Yes. On the catacomb. And they're real dark.
Nice.
Real dark. Now let's go to Exodus 1. No, actually, let's go to Genesis 4-6. I was going to say 4-9. Genesis 4-6 and verse 26. Just even go back to Genesis 37 when he had the dream. But we got a lot to bring out, so we got to speed through this.
Right.
Verse 26.
The book of Genesis, chapter 46 and verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
All the souls that came with Jacob into Egypt, which came out of his loins, besides Jacob's sons' wives, all the souls were 66. And the sons of Joseph, which were born him in Egypt, were 2 souls. All the souls of the house of Jacob, which came into Egypt, were 70.
Go ahead.
And he sent Judah before him unto Joseph, to direct his face unto Goshen. And they came into the land of Goshen.
Right, so that's where we dwelled at, in Goshen. Just like today, we live in the ghettos, and our taskmasters, they live in other places. We go to them places and work for them. Right. But anyway, that's what. So our people, they know this history. They're in the catacombs drawing all of this stuff. Now, don't be fooled, because in the entrance, they have a white Jesus on the wall. Don't be fooled. That's Zeus. That's not the Christ. There's images of Christ in there too, even young Christ. But it's just so much. We got so much stuff. It would take 2 or 3 classes to bring it all out. Next image. Yeah. All right, so this is the brothers. This is the family coming into Egypt. Go to the next. Well, no, give them a couple more seconds. This is the family coming into Egypt. Now let's go to Exodus real quick. Exodus 1 through 7. Yeah, go ahead.
The book of Exodus, chapter 1 and verse 1. Now these are the names of the children of Israel, which came into Egypt. Every man and his household came with Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin. Dan and Naphtali, Gad and Asher. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls, for Joseph was in Egypt already.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful, and increased abundantly, and multiplied, and waxed exceeding mighty. And the land was filled with them.
Yeah, that's why you got Planned Parenthood.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that, when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Python and Ramesses.
All right, you good. So, y'all already know this history. Well, most of you know this history.
Right.
Now, let's jump to chapter 3. Chapter 3 and verse... Start at verse 2.
The book of Exodus, chapter 3 and verse 2.
Put the next picture up.
And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, while the bush is not burnt. And when the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, God called unto him out of the midst of the bush, and said, Moses,
go Moses. Ahead.
And Jacob said, huh? Oh, my bad. And he said, and he said, here am I.
Right. He said, here am I. So on your screen, that person on the right is Moses. See the fro? See the fro? And who's that on the left? Let me pull it up. It doesn't say who it is, but that's somebody. And it's our people. Look at the fro and the beard of Moses. But this stuff is hidden. Now, Elder Ozias got this book, and he had to have it snuck into the country because they would not allow you to buy it here. I took a bunch of snapshots out there, Jane, too. Now, Exodus. Let's go to Exodus 12. Right. Yeah, Exodus 12 and verse 40. So the Lord dealing with Moses, we just showed you a picture of Moses. How our people depicted him in Rome. Our people depicted him. Right. Give me verse 40 to 42.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 40. Now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years. And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the selfsame day it came to pass, that all the hosts of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt.
Right. This is according to the prophecy we read, given to Abraham. Go ahead.
It is a night to be much observed unto the Lord for bringing them out from the land of Egypt. This is that night of the Lord to be observed of all the children of Israel in their generation.
Right. This is talking about the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We left out on the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That was a holy convocation, the whole nation coming together, and they ate unleavened bread.
Right.
Now, chapter 14 and verse 27. And I want you to pull up that next picture.
The book of Exodus, chapter 14 and verse 27. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to his strength when the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it. And the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. And the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen and all the host of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. There remained not so much as one of them.
You good? So we just read about how the Egyptians got destroyed in the Red Sea. And then this is Dura Europus. Yeah, Dura Europus. This is a painting from a synagogue of Moses, and he parted the sea. The Egyptians are dead in the sea. That's what you're looking at. All black people. All black people. But when you look at, if you was to like Google Moses, you're going to see all these different images of our oppressors.
Charlton Heston.
Yeah, Charlton Heston, number one. All that stuff. So, now let's jump to Leviticus. You can drop that. Okay. Jump to Leviticus 26. Just going to run through some scriptures real quick. Got some curses right here we want to touch real quick because it's gonna be important later on when we go to some stuff. Verse 12.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26 and verse 12. And I will walk among you and will be your God, and ye shall be my people. I am the Lord your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, that ye should not be their bondmen. And I have broken the bands of your yoke and made you go upright. But if ye will not hearken unto me and will not do all these commandments,
just like Deuteronomy 28, go ahead.
And if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant, I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning ague that shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart. And ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it.
Right, now jump to 29.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26 and verse 29. And ye shall eat the flesh of your sons, and the flesh of your daughters shall ye eat.
Remember this, y'all, because this is well documented. Go ahead.
Verse 30. And I will destroy your high places, and cut down your images, and cast your carcasses upon the carcasses of your idols, and my soul shall abhor you.
Now, y'all, in Ezekiel chapter 8 and 9, the Lord is going over that, how they had idols in the temple itself. Keep going.
Verse 31. And I will make your cities waste, and bring your sanctuaries unto desolation, and I will not smell the savor of your sweet odors, and I will bring the land into desolation, and your enemies which dwell therein shall be astonished at it. And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste.
Now this is a prophecy you see several times. I will scatter you among the heathen. Yet when the scriptures say go out into all nations and teach them what I have commanded you, they think they're talking about other people. No. It's declaring the end from the beginning. Verse 36. Yeah, verse 36.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26 and verse 36. And upon them that are left alive of you, I will send a faintness into their hearts in the lands of their enemies. And the sound of a shaken leaf shall chase them, and they shall flee as fleeing from a sword, and they shall fall when none pursueth.
Go ahead. I ain't gonna make no comment. Just keep going. Keep going.
And they shall fall one upon another, as it were before a sword, when none pursueth, and ye shall have no power to stand before your enemies.
Man, every time Popo hit the block, you see this. Go ahead.
Man, eyes get big. And ye shall perish among the heathen, and the land of your enemies shall eat you up. And they that are left of you shall pine away in their iniquity in your enemies' lands, and also in the iniquities of their fathers shall they pine away with them.
Right, you can drop that. So now, quickly, Deuteronomy 28. These curses, all you got to do is go out to your door in the morning.
That's it.
You'll see all this stuff playing out, but you got to recognize it.
That's it.
See how people getting all old and they're thick in the knees and the ankles from eating this food they ain't supposed to be eating. Their bodies just destroyed.
Grown men taking baby steps, bro. They look like grown babies, man.
Walking like Fred Sanford.
Right. Fred walked better.
All right, Deuteronomy 28, verse 1 and 2.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Right, so that was the promise, but did we do that? Did we keep his commandments? We read Ezekiel 3 all the time. No, we got scattered for that disobedience. All right, so give me the next image. What's the next image you got? Yeah. Deuteronomy 28, verse 28.
I know that's right. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
That's what you see right there. And you see a lot worse, but I decided not to put it up. It's hard to look at these things.
Right.
Go to the next one. But this is our people, y'all. This is a result of disobedience. Now give me verse 29.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways.
So if we prospered in our ways, would our people, give me the next picture, would our people be doing this if we were prospering in our ways? Ask yourself that. I mean, we already know the answer.
Right.
Now, keep reading.
And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee.
Okay, give me the next one. So we're going to be oppressed. We're going to be oppressed forevermore. And no man going to save you. Christ is the only one that's going to get us out this. Soon as the Father gives him the command, he's going to do it. We have to be obedient, y'all. I'm going to say it every time we come on. Now, go to the next one. Why would you even have to say Black Lives Matter?
That's real talk.
And it's not saying black opinions matter or
right.
black jobs matter. It says lives. So that show you people don't give a damn about your life.
Right.
All right, give me verse 30. And give me the next picture. Oh, my goodness.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 30.
Y'all are looking at this stuff. This explains the scriptures. You don't need to be speaking in tongues and falling out on the floor. No, you don't need that. All you need to do is look around at your people.
Right.
All our people all over the earth going through this stuff. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
Right. So if you look at our people, you go back to slavery, look at pictures from back then, you'll see even up until the early 1900s, our people were very dark. Very dark. Now, some of that mixing was done willingly, some of it won't. So that, you look at that picture right there of that sister. Put it back up there. This was on, what was the name of the movie? Birth of a Nation. And the picture I really wanted, I couldn't access it on the internet. But you can come back to us. I couldn't access it. I don't know why. With the three men raping that sister. But they didn't get persecuted or prosecuted. They didn't get prosecuted, just like they don't today. All the violence that they commit against our people is only 1% gets convicted. Now, verse 31, and bring up the next picture.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 31. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes.
There we go. That's not the right one. Go, yeah, that one, and then it's another one like it. Keep reading.
And thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them.
Right. Now, what's the next picture you got? Verse 32.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
All right, give me that next one. Now jump down to verse 41.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
Now, as y'all look at this picture right here, our people, because I noticed it with my forefathers, how they left from out of the country and came to the city trying to make a better life.
Right.
But when they got to the city, man, everybody started mixing around with all the nations. And you don't see us, everybody's not dark like that right there. But still, we have to go to the seed of Jacob. And the seed of Jacob now got a lot of many different looks. I don't care from the tip of Brazil all the way to Canada, our people have been mixing. And so we got to find those people, those descendants of the fathers. Now, Deuteronomy 28:48.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48.
Next.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee.
Right. So they put us in slavery. They brought us here and made us slaves. And when they took the yokes of iron off, when they freed us, we were destroyed in the mines. Where could you go? Then they had other things set up against you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Next slide. Next picture. Yep. Amistad. Look at them. Chains on their necks. Amistad. Love that movie. I like when bro said, "Give us free." We want our freedom now. All right. Now, pull up the next. Yes, that one. That one. Deuteronomy 28 and 64.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
Even Christ said it. Go ahead.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
Now hold on. Let me make this statement real quick. Bring it back to me. I want to make this statement real quick. So you have in Acts 17, I believe, when Paul is in Athens, Greece. It's either 16 or 17. He's in Athens, Greece. And they have Diana and just all these different idols.
Right.
And they say he's on Mars Hill and he looks out and sees the whole city, almost the whole city in idolatry. And so he starts going in on the brothers. Well, it proves this very verse. Read it again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods.
So that's what Paul was saying. We're scattered and serving other gods. Go ahead.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Right, now put that picture back up. Back to the map. Yeah, there you go. Got brother Jeremiah on the computer, y'all. Working him tonight.
You announced it like he was a DJ over there.
But look, y'all. So you have the transatlantic slave trade, but that wasn't the only one. You also have the sub-Saharan slave trade with the Arabs. They took us everywhere. Now the Arabs took us to the east. Esau, the Europeans, took us to the west, and they took us to the east too. Like they took us from East Africa and carried us to India, Indonesia, all them places like that. They did that too. Now verse 68. Leave that up there.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Right, so that's how we got around to those places, on ships. Now give me the next pictures. Just go through them. Those next 3, 15 seconds apiece. You keep reading.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Right, read these, y'all.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
Hold on now, because you got the apologetic community that they say this verse said you're going to sell yourselves. What does that say? Negroes for sale.
Right.
Negroes for sale. Something got to be wrong with you to think that. It does not line up with history. Everybody knows about us being sold. The other nations they always be asking Esau, why did y'all do that to them people? They always bring it up. Remember we did the video and Ling Ling was saying that they don't have the right to talk about nobody the way they've treated the
Yep.
people that they enslaved. They haven't forgotten. I think you got one. Yeah, you got one more. Keep reading verse 68.
And no man shall buy you.
Meaning no man's going to redeem you.
Redeem.
Christ is going to redeem you. They try to trick stuff up. And then this right here, this is 1863. And slavery was abolished in 1865. They was getting it in up to the last minute.
They got this joint in Church Hill.
Yeah, that's...
On a little jump, the old little overlook jump.
Yeah, go ahead and put it up.
You said it was 1863?
Yeah.
You think we were celebrating 4th of July?
No. Hell no. I'm sorry. No, we weren't celebrating. And look, this says 1865. And all these little red places. Now, this is Shockoe Bottom, y'all.
Wow.
Shockoe Bottom, Richmond. And these are all the different places where they had auction blocks selling our people.
Right.
Go to the next one. One of my favorites. Yep, Lumpkin's Jail. That little white building right there is what's left of Lumpkin's Jail. So it really wasn't a jail.
It really wasn't.
It's just a place where they kept our people. If you didn't get sold, they kept you there overnight.
Yup. So I say it was Amazon. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because they sold us as cattle, product, however you want to call it.
Matter of fact, I got a book. Slide over a second. I got a book. Lies Across America.
Mm-hmm.
In Lies Across America, it tells you, oh man, catch that book before it fall. But it goes, and the dude goes into detail. And he, the slaves called that place right there the Devil's Half Acre. The Devil's Half Acre. All right, now, yeah, I don't need it though. What's the next one you got? Genesis 2 and 7. So here's a nice one, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff there.
You have some rabbis now, Jewish rabbis that say, in Egypt we were black.
What? In Egypt, we were black.
Yeah, we were black in Egypt because we were mixing with the other.
So how you turn back white?
Yeah, how did you turn pink? Because they pink. They're not
Yeah.
white. They pink.
Right, pink toes.
How you go from having a whole lot of melanin to having
No
none?
melanin at
None.
all.
Period.
Right.
How?
Right.
That don't make sense. That's leprosy. Anyway, yeah, show that joint. Go ahead, read Genesis 2 and 7.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2 and verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life.
So he took Adam, made Adam from the dust of the ground, and other people too. But Adam, he gave the commandments. That was that breath of life. Now give me Daniel 10. No, give me Jeremiah 14 and 2 first, so they can understand this. Yeah, and keep that right there.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
Right. So who came from the tribe of Judah? You had David. I'm black and comely.
Right.
Or was that Solomon? No, that was Solomon.
They both was handsome, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's his dad.
Double nail, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, David had the gold flakes. Now, so yeah, it was Solomon. Solomon, his son, said, "I'm black and comely."
Yep.
If you got a white daddy, you're not gonna be black and comely.
Nah.
You're not. You're gonna. I ain't gonna. Nothing. Just forget it. You're not gonna be black and comely. You can read a lot of sources that says our people did not mix with other people.
Right.
You did have some that did it, but as a nation, we did not do that.
Right.
And now Revelation. No, give me Daniel 10,
Okay.
and give me them beautiful feet, man.
Man, why your feet cut out?
Yeah, because this man putting this class together, everything was going against me, man. I don't know how that happened. Go ahead, Daniel 10, 5 and 6.
All right. The book of Daniel, chapter 10 and verse 5. Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz.
Mm-hmm.
His body also like the beryl,
He had on a green garment. Go ahead.
and his face as the appearance of lightning,
His face shined like because he had wisdom. Go ahead.
and his eyes as lamps of fire,
That's going into the doctrine, that wine. Go ahead.
and his arms and his feet
His arms and his feet, which are the same color. Go ahead.
like in color to polished brass.
Like in color. It was not a spirit floating around.
Right.
Like in color. Go ahead.
And the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude.
Yeah, put that up there. That's burnished brass. Brass burned in a furnace.
Man.
And that's woolly hair. Look at that. How do you get Jewish people that's in Ukraine out of that right there? That's how Christ looked.
Right.
Not exactly, but he had hair like wool, and his arms and his feet like brass. Was that it for Daniel? 5 and 6?
Yep, that was it.
Okay, now go to
Hold on, I'm sorry. No, it wasn't. And the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude.
right. He didn't talk soft like white man Jesus on the movies.
Right.
He was a man's man. He was strong. Remember, he said, "I am he," and they fell backwards.
Yeah.
He didn't say, "I'm he."
How about when he went to flip them tables over?
Right.
Stone tables. Good.
Right. Now, what you got next?
Man, how?
Isn't it a dude before him, though? No, go ahead and read Revelation 1, start at 13. And, yeah, put that one up there. He played God before.
Bruce Almighty.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what it makes you wonder, why Morgan Freeman? Why they choose him? Why not
'Cause
boy George Burns like they did before?
Oh, my God.
You remember that?
No,
Oh,
there
God,
was-
you double.
Yeah, but that was the same person.
Right. Oh man.
Go ahead and read that.
What you want? One and
Start at 13.
got you. The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 13. And in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot,
Mm-hmm.
and girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
Just like in Daniel 10. Go ahead.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Like,
I'm sorry.
like that right there. Go ahead.
As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
Fine brass burned in a furnace is very dark. Go ahead.
And his voice as the sound of many waters.
Right, so he didn't talk lightly. He was loud. Now, what would his mother look like? Pull up that next one, that next picture. Because you keep seeing that white Mary and with the little white baby Jesus. That's what his mother would have looked like. If you come out like brass burned in a furnace, your mother she was not a Caucasian.
Right.
And hair like wool. All right, now, I said there was another one I forgot to put up there, but it's okay.
Herod would have found his little white butt.
So now, yeah, give me First Maccabees 3 and 48.
Oh, man.
You're moving along pretty good. We get to 10:08, we'll take a quick break. How many pictures is that?
We on
On 30?
30 would be your next one. First Maccabees.
Oh, sweet. We moving pretty good then.
The book. You said First Maccabees
Yep.
3:48.
3 and 48.
All right. The book of First Maccabees. Let me make sure I'm on the right. Chapter 3 and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law,
The Bible.
wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Right. They put up images that they're David. They were Hosea, Isaiah, all these people.
Man, they terrible, man.
Yeah, they terrible.
You talking about some thieves on every level? My God.
And then you have Obadiah. If thieves came to thee, wouldn't they leave some grapes?
Right.
No. They're going to take the grapes. They're going to take the grape trees. They're going to take your kids and your wife and then sell you.
Right.
And then tell you that stop complaining. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. You still talking about slavery.
Well, didn't we just have 4th of July?
They still talk about the Holocaust. Still talk about 9/11.
Man, they talk
Oh, man.
Pearl Harbor. Still
It-
talk about all
The,
of it.
the motto for 9/11 is never forget. That's the motto.
Same with the Holocaust, right?
God, man.
Same with the Holocaust.
Right.
I don't know what you call it. That was, somebody said it so beautifully. It was white people killing white people.
Right.
I don't give a damn what you say. It was white people killing white people. You got the evidence. It's all over the place.
Right.
They killed each other. Millions of them killed each other. Revelation 6. Revelation 6. It's them.
Right. Y'all call it the Holocaust. I call it gun smoke.
Wow, was
The riflemen. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shoot.
verse 4.
The book of Revelation, chapter 6 and verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red.
The descendants of Esau, the Edomites.
And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
They have taken peace from the earth. Everywhere they've been, they have conquered and colonized. Even, man, remember the guy was talking about, he was Indian, and he was saying how they stole billions from them. They got their wealth from taking from all the other nations. They was given that power. They had guns. Right. Nobody else had guns.
And wasn't scared to use them. Neither.
Right. They weren't scared of using nukes either. And they ain't going to be in the future. Go ahead.
And that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
Right. Talking about nuclear weapons. But they shall kill one another.
Right.
They be going around killing everybody else, and they be killing each other. When they be killing each other, it be them big wars. They get, that's their, back to the topic. So, what was that? First Maccabees 3 and 48. Pull up that Russian icons and read that again.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Go to the next one. There you go, right there. There you go, right there.
In the midst of pain.
Yeah, you got the black Christ, and he painting another one. Well, since we're here, go to verse 30, 41.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 41. And the merchants of the country, hearing the fame of them, took silver and gold very much, with servants, and came into the camp to buy the children of Israel for slaves. A power also of Syria and of the land of the Philistines joined themselves unto them.
Right, so this is something that they have done repeatedly through history. You can tell by the spirit of people who they are. Everybody's names are changed now, but they have the same spirit. They put their images up, and they sold us into slavery then, and they've done it now. They did that during the Renaissance. We're going to touch on the Renaissance a little bit. Go ahead, put that image up. I can't remember who that is exactly. That's a bishop of some church. This brother y'all looking at. Yeah, I can't see the right. Look at the black angel over there. I should have put up that picture that I took from that lady that went to Russia, and she had the icon in her house. Yeah, now go to the next one. Now this is, I'm trying to remember his name. There's a book that has this picture, and then it has in great detail. It has a big black hand with a key, and it's got the red people tied up, and they're going into slavery. That's in the same book, but I can't remember his name. But this is the Dragon Slayer. I just can't remember his name at this moment. Yeah, this is out of Russia too. And then look at the little to the right of him. Look like somebody giving them instructions. Slay that red dragon. All right, give me the next one. So we're going through the book of Russian icons, putting up some icons. Now this is the transformation. The next one is even clearer. Yeah, go to the next one. This is the transformation. This is a painting of Christ, Moses, and Elijah.
Okay.
The transfiguration. I'm
Right.
sorry, not transformation. Transfiguration.
Well, Christ transfigured into his glorious body.
This stuff is still in Russia, y'all. It's still in Russia. These images. Because Russian icons was made in the like 1970 something, I believe. It's not that old. Now, you got, what's the next one? You got History of Christian Church? Yep. Yeah, pull that up. History of the Christian Church. Can you see that good now? Go, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
It's the history of the Christian church.
Yeah, History of the Christian Church.
We may also infer that the 12 were stationed there by the head of the church. They, nevertheless, made occasional excursions into different parts of Judea and Samaria to propagate the knowledge of Christ and gather his disciples into churches, as we see Peter doing. Acts 9:32. And that, when it became no longer necessary for them to remain with that church, they proceeded to carry into effect the commission which the Lord Jesus had given them, to go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. It appears from credible records.
Hold on. It said every creature, brother. Next one. Where did that thing just go to? Share this stuff through, man. The technology. Where did it went all the way to the bottom? One moment, y'all. This wonderful technology. You see all this? That's why I had to. A lot of it we just can't hit. It's too much. There we go. Here. There you go.
It may, however, be remarked that as Jerusalem was the place from whence, according to ancient prophecy, the word of the Lord was to go forth and the law to proceed out of Zion.
Oh, you didn't have to read that, but that's wonderful. Let's talk about Isaiah. That's the end game right there. The law gonna go throughout the earth, and everybody got to keep it. Pick up here. That's where you were. The gospel was preached.
The gospel was preached in Idumea, Syria, and Mesopotamia by Jude.
So everybody had a commission as to where they went. Go ahead.
In Egypt, Mamrica, Mauritania, and other parts of Africa by Mark, Simeon, and Jude. In Ethiopia by the eunuch and Mattathias.
So that eunuch, remember that eunuch came in Acts chapter 8. He came up for the feast. Who can eat the feast? Israel. So he carried into Ethiopia. But if the Jewish people is white, where did these where were white Jewish people at in Ethiopia in the 1st century AD? You don't see no images of white folks with the Bible until after the 1st century. Those converts that ended up the ones being in power. Go ahead.
In Pontus, Galatia, and the neighboring parts of Asia by Peter.
Hold on. And Peter wrote to who? Let's go to it real quick. Matter of fact, I'll hit it. You stay right there. You concentrate on that. 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 1 and 2. No, I just need verse 1. The first epistle general of Peter, chapter 1 and verse 1. Peter, an apostle of Jesus Christ, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia. The same people scattered in Leviticus 26. The same people scattered in Deuteronomy 32. We didn't hit that though. And Deuteronomy 28 and verse 64. And Luke 21 and 24 that Christ was talking about. The same people that scattered abroad. James chapter 1 to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Greetings. That's who. Go ahead.
In the territories of the 7 Asiatic churches by John.
Right. That's who John was writing to. Go ahead.
In Parthia by Matthew. In Scythia by Philip and Andrew. In the northern and western parts of Asia by Bartholomew. In Persia by Simeon and Jude. In Medea, Carmania, and by Thomas. From Jerusalem and round about into, what is it?
Hold on. You see, so Persia, in Persia by Simeon and Jude, in Media, that's the West. That's Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Iran, all that stuff. What's Babylon called? Iraq. Those places. And Carmania is Iran. Go ahead.
Okay. From Jerusalem and round about unto Illyricum by Paul, who also published it in Italy.
In Italy, that's where Rome is. Go ahead.
And probably in Spain, Gaul, and Britain.
Right. So Spain, I got it written right there. Romans 15, he tells them in Spain he's going to come to visit them. There's a lot of documentation on them. Those black Jews, those very dark black Jews in Spain and Portugal, and Gaul and Britain, which will be the islands. The Gaul, which the people that came from Gaul, the Israelites that came from Gaul, and founded Galatia. That's something else though. And Britain you have the Silures in Britain, because it was Britain then, and they got brought before Nero, Caradicus. But anyway, it's our people scattered throughout all these areas, and you can find artifacts, bones, paintings, everything of our people. We're the ones scattered into all nations. Right. But it's funny too that the nominal Jewish people have gone into every nation and made up little synagogues, trying to fulfill prophecy, man. Number Satan. All right, that's it for that. Now let's see what we got next. Oh yeah, let's not forget them. Yeah, you can transition it. The legend of Arab Islam in Africa. The legacy. Oh, yeah, the legacy. We're not going to spend much time on this one. We're going to read, I think I just got like two little pages on. For the brothers that think we're Asiatic black men and we should be following Islam. Start at the top of the we'll say therefore.
Okay. Therefore, just as Kur is a synonym for servitude in classical Muslim thought, the color black became the most obvious sign of servitude in light skin and a slave of whatever color.
And they became light skinned by mixing with Esau, like everybody else. Go ahead.
Went through a semantic development and specifically refer to black slaves, while light-skinned slaves were referred to as Mamluks, and further on in later developments,
Abd
in spoken Arabic.
So Abd, 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 like Abdul,
right?
So ABD means slave, and that's what they called us, Abd, or Abid. If you go to Wiki, it'll say Abid and a couple more things. But Abd is like, like you got Ibn, which is the same thing as Ben. Like Ibn is like son of. So these little pseudonyms or whatever it is. But that Abd means slave. Yeah, man. Go to the next one. That's all we're going to spend on Islam. Because it's time for... Oh, yeah. So, if you're in Islam, you're supposed to go to Mecca every year. You're supposed to take they do it every year, but they said in your lifetime you have to come to Mecca at least once and make a Hajj and run around that rock and throw rocks at it, then go up and... It don't make no damn sense. Read that, man.
The holiest city of Islam, Mecca, became the center of the slave trade in the world and remained so well in the 20th century. From there, slaves captured and brought from East Africa and the Sudan were distributed to all parts of Arabia and the Muslim world.
Right. All part. Even what's the place where they the women be trying to marry dudes and come over here? Philippines.
Yeah.
In the Philippines, they're in Islam, yo. Half the world is in Islam, the other half is in Christianity, and both of them put us in slavery. And the Arabs did some. The Arabs, we gotta do it one day. Their treatment was really, really bad. They would take you from the middle of Africa and they would make the women march all the way to the coast. And they had to carry their child and they had to carry Ivy. If they got tired to the point where they couldn't carry both anymore, they would kill the child. You carrying Ivy. Damn your child.
Wow.
It was places where they would stop and it was just bodies upon just bones upon bones upon bones of our people there. But then you talking about some Islam. All right, what you got next, man? What you got next? My brother. Oh, yeah. History of the Jews. So now we're going to touch some of that prophecy we was reading in Leviticus 26 and Deuteronomy 28. Just some of it. Yeah. Show them the book, and then let's go to the first page of it. This is what we was reading last week. Or was it?
At a time when a formidable army was rapidly advancing, and the Jews were assembling from all parts to keep the Passover, the contending factions were continually investing new methods of mutual destruction, and in their ungoverned fury, they wasted.
So this is everybody's gathering for the Feast of Passover, and meanwhile, according to the prophecy of Christ, Jerusalem was about to be destroyed. But the reprobate Jews, the ones that didn't want to listen, they're still there. They're still there. Next one.
But at length an affair took place in Jerusalem, which filled the inhabitants with consternation and despair, and the Romans with horror and indignation. A Jewess, eminent from birth and opulence, rendered frantic with her sufferings, was reduced to the dreadful extremity of killing and feeding upon her infant.
Right, we read that.
Damn.
We read that earlier, and it wasn't just her, because it's prophesied that it was going to happen. It's also in Deuteronomy 28, saying that she's going to eat that which come out from between her legs.
Wow.
And then the fathers too. You're going to be reduced to having to eat your children because they were besieged. Yeah, keep going.
Titus, being apprised of this inhuman deed, swore the total extirpation of the accursed city and people, and called heaven to witness that he was not the author of their calamity.
You know, he was that fit man, though. Remember the scapegoat?
Yeah.
It'd be sent into the wilderness by a fit man. That was them. Now, go to the next one. Yep.
Titus, who was still desirous of preserving the temple, caused the flames to be extinguished, and appeased the clamors of his troops, who vehemently insisted on the necessity of raising it to the ground.
Hold it right there. I'm gonna go to it because you reading. I'm gonna go right to what that little precept I wrote. I know everybody can see it.
Raise it.
Psalms 137 and verse 7. Mm-hmm. Yep. The book of Psalms, chapter 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. Now, this happened when the Babylonians came, but these same daggone Edomites, they did it again, the second time. They did it both times.
Hold on, what did they do?
They burnt it to the ground.
That's what that Joan mean.
Yep.
That's what it mean. And this for example, when we had the riots in Richmond during the Black Lives Matter movement, a lot of buildings got burned. But if you looked on the news, those people did not look like us at all. Those people were Idumeans.
Oh yeah.
They were raising it. They were burning down everything.
That's what they do.
That's what they do. They win hockey games. They flip over cars and they burn them. That's what they do.
They got that quest for fire.
Yeah. That's what they do.
Seen the movie? Y'all seen the movie?
That's what they do.
Hey, look, I got another verse before we go on. This is First Ezra chapter 4 and verse 45. Thou hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldees. All right, keep reading that. That's what they do, y'all. Same people doing the same stuff.
Yep. The following day was, therefore, fixed upon for a general assault upon that magnificent structure. The utmost exertions of Titus to save the temple were, however, ineffectual.
Mm-hmm.
Our Savior.
Stop. It's not y'all Savior. It's the Savior of Israel. Go ahead.
Had foretold its total destruction, and his awful prediction was about to be accomplished. And now, says Josephus, the fatal day approached in the revolution of ages, the 10th of August.
All right, hold tight. Go to the next one. All right. Go ahead, read that.
Saking them rushed in with violent lamentations and spared no effort, not even life itself, to preserve the sacred edifice on which they had rested their security. Titus, being awakened by the outcry, hastened to the spot and commanded his soldiers to exert themselves to the utmost to extinguish the fire.
So some of the soldiers, when he went to sleep, because he didn't want it to burn, so some of the soldiers, when he went to sleep, went and set the joint on fire. You can't beat prophecy. Go ahead.
He called, urged, and threatened his men. But so great was the clamor and tumult that his entreaties and menaces were like disregarded. The exasperated Romans who resorted thither from the camp were engaged either in increasing the conflagration or killing the Jews.
Damn.
The dead were heaped about the altar, and a stream of blood flowed as it stepped.
So you see how when I was reading this stuff, underlining this, I always put precepts from the prophecies and when these things came true. There's no denying it. This stuff did not happen to anybody but our people, and it still happens to our people. They like them in the synagogue. Don't they go in our churches and kill us?
Yeah.
Even what was that movie? Avatar, when he said something about they were going to destroy the tree so bad it was going to be in their racial DNA or something forever. Boy, I tell you. This one. Read that right there. So this is all talking about 70 AD. And this is going to link us into the next few pictures. Go ahead.
The number who were taken captive during the fatal contest with the Romans amounted to 97,000. many of whom were sent into Syria and other provinces to be exposed on the public theaters, to fight like gladiators, or to be devoured by wild beasts. The number of those destroyed during the war, which lasted 7 years, is computed to have been 1,462,000.
With at least another 100,000 scattered in the another million scattered into captivity. Now that we were made gladiators, pull up that next one. Because Esau likes to document stuff. So there you go. That's us in the gladiatorial games. But in some books will tell you didn't see Negroes. But Negroes everywhere. Statues of Negroes being slaves and servants all over the daggone place. Working in bathhouses. I didn't put them up because it was showing them in bathhouses holding a piece in their hands. So I didn't think that would be appropriate to show. So now, the Jews among the Greeks and Romans. Before we touch this, give me Acts 13 and 1.
The book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 1. Now there were in the church that was in Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Nigger.
Right, that was called Nigger. And then, like when you read in the commentary, the Bible commentary, it'll say it was his surname. Yeah. Nigger means black. Straight up. Our people is confused as hell right now. They be, I hate that word. All it means is black. They've been calling us black for thousands of years. Now, go to that page I sent you, or I put up there. Watch this. They called. He was called nigger, and it's not Niger because the French language didn't even exist yet. Don't make no sense. Yeah, read those. Your 3 highlighted ones.
Nigger, son of Antonius Rufus, has paid in respect of 2 denarii tax on the Jews for the 4th year of Vespasian.
So that was a tax levied on the Jews, right? Let me read something real quick, y'all. Luke chapter 2 and verse 1. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And all went to be taxed, everyone into his own city. Verse 4. And Joseph also went up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. He was a Jew. So he went to be taxed. Now, read that again.
Nigger, son of Antonius Rufus, has paid in respect of 2 denarii tax on the Jews for the 4th year of Vespasian.
So why is he being called nigger? Is he the only one being called nigger?
I'm pretty sure he's not.
Of course not. We just see in Acts 13 he was called nigger, right? Keep going.
Tuphilos, son of Simon, in respect of the 2 denarii tax on the Jews for the 5th year of Vespasian. 8 drachmas, 2 obols, and for the aparche, first fruits.
So they would tax you. They would try to they knew you had to come through Jerusalem.
That's cold, bruh.
They knew you had to come, so they would do that taxing in. Everybody's coming for Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, and then first fruits.
God.
They hitting you while you in town. And they doing this to the nigga, right? Go ahead, keep
Right.
going.
1 drachma. Eunos, son of Dokos. Similarly, oh, that tongue twist. 8 drachmos, 2 obols, and in respect of the aparche, first fruits. 1 drachma, year 5.
You good.
Okay.
Now go to the next one. Theodotus,
Also called nigger. Good Lord. Son of Antonius Rufus, has paid in respect of the 2 denarii tax on the Jews.
On the Jews. Now, when have these people that's in Jerusalem and in Israel now ever been referred to as nigger? When? When were you ever referred to as nigger? This is for us. Like I was saying, our people be like, oh, I hate that word. No, I love it because I know who I am because of it now.
Right.
You want to call us nigga? Go ahead. Now I understand who I am. I'll be that nigga till the Lord come back.
Powers almighty. I know that's right.
Man.
We can keep that energy on that one.
Right. All right, now the next one. Jews and Moors in Spain. I think, yeah.
What's that? I'll be that nigga. Oh, man.
Some more curses, y'all. All this stuff, so. Where we at, too?
Hour 24.
With,
Picture 51.
okay. We're going to take a real quick break, y'all. Like a 5-minute break. We're going to listen to the song. By the time the song is over, we're going to come back and we're going to hit this Jews and Moors in Spain, y'all.
Keep my commandments, that's what he said. Do what's right, or you'll be fighting for your life. Keep God's commandments, it's the whole duty of man. It's the whole duty of man. If you love me, keep my commandments. New mercies every day, that's what the scriptures say. But that doesn't mean continue to live this way. A righteous man falls down and gets back up again. But the wicked shall fall again and again. You know you got to keep God's commandments. Keep my commandments, that's what he said. Do what's right, or you'll be fighting for your life. Keep God's commandments, it's the whole duty of man. It's the whole duty of man. New mercies fall upon us every day. That's what the scriptures say. But that doesn't mean that we can continue to live our lives this way. That's what he said. Ye are children tossed to and fro by winds of false doctrine. That's where you go. 5%ers, Islam, Kemet, Christianity, or Christian
All right, shalom, y'all. We back. Woo. We only have about 20 left. Oh no, my screen I got 91, but we're only doing 70. So it should be Jews and Moors in Spain, yeah. And then go to the next one. And yeah, we're gonna read this. Go ahead, transition it. Yep. Shalom, bro. Yeah, start right there and highlight it. Stuff.
All right. Torquemada, upon both the prospective vast empire and the Spanish crown, still dazzled his eyes. He planned a strategy. He thought he could force the parents to embrace Christianity and to remain. If he once succeeded in getting all their children into his power and into Christian faith,
Go ahead.
he gave secret orders for the repetition of the atrocious crime of having all children under 14 years of age seized from their mother's bosom and father's arms, dispersed through the kingdom to be baptized, and brought up as Christians.
Let me translate that for y'all. So if you were a Jew and you did not convert to Christianity, they took your kid and gave them to Christians. Like the prophecy said, your children will go into captivity. Right. You're not going to be able to enjoy them because they're going to go into captivity. And we're going to show you, because this is the late 1400s right here. It's between like 1480, 1490, the Inquisition. So if you did not accept the tenets of Christianity, you got killed, your kids got sold into slavery, or you got sent into slavery and then your kids were given to Christians to be their slaves. Keep going.
Mothers were known to take their babes from their breast and tear them limb from limb, rather than to resign them to Christians.
Rather than to give them to Christians.
They would rather know the bodies of their children in the grave and their released spirit in heaven than have them adopt a faith in which Satan sent his friends for their
instruction. God, that's what it is. So they knew that Christianity was of Satan. By then, the white man had taken the Christian religion, being a Christian, and turned it and gave it their doctrine and everything. So they were saying, no, we would rather die or kill our children than have them go into that right there. What's the next one you got? Next one. Yeah, you just did that one, so it's the next one. Should be the top of the page. It'll say 218. Double click it. Yeah. All it takes is one mistake.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go.
One mistake and then you be finding your way back like a lost puppy. Yeah, see, it says schooling.
With all the parents' opposition, the king's order was executed. Many accepted baptism, but not enough to please the king and to wreak vengeance upon them for thwarting his wishes. He revoked his edict, seized all who had not yet fled, and sold them as slaves. So now, this is 14
from 1492 to 1498. Where is the documentation? Where are the paintings? Where are the artifacts of anybody outside of our people being sold into slavery then? Where is the modern day Jewish person? Where is the documentation, the artifacts or pictures of them being sold to Christians? Where is it? You only gonna find us.
Right.
Now, what you got next? What's the next one? Yes, sir. Yeah. The image of the black and Western art. We about to see who was sold. What people got sold. Their children were sold to Christians. Go ahead, that first one. There you go. There's your little child underneath 14 that was sold or given to a Christian to be brought up as a Christian. Next one.
Don't look like that's all she was brought up to be.
Does that look like a Jewish? So to the left, you see the young brother. Does that look like a Jewish person of today? Excuse me. Where are these slaves at? Same people that went through the so-called Holocaust. Where's the documentation of them being slaves? Go ahead, next one. Why do you keep seeing these kids with these Christians? These good Christian folk. Yep, show that one too. Servants and slaves.
Man, Esau, a chameleon. He's just a low down, dirty dog.
What they call them? Culture vultures.
Man,
We want to be everybody.
that's exactly what he is. A dirty bird.
In the background. You know, but so like this book, there's a bunch of these books. They cost $100, $109 a piece. And you find all these, everywhere you look, you keep seeing our people. Everywhere. But somehow we're nobody, and people have us in captivity. People are ruling over us, just like the scripture said. But we just some Bantus, we just some Negroes.
But yeah, when you look at all these old biblical movies, you don't see none of us in them.
Right. Look at them in the bottom left-hand corner. Everywhere. In servitude. Next one. Yep. Little kids, man. Well, now who fits the prophecy?
Right.
It's undeniable that it's us. There's a ton of documentation, a ton of it. I be getting stuff, man, sent to me. I just be like, psh, I ain't got time to read it. I got 100 books myself.
Yeah.
You can't go through all of them. Next one. Yeah, you got that one. Yeah, that's the last one, I think. Our people, we the servants, we were overcome.
Mm.
We're overcome.
Yeah.
And we're the servants and slaves. We've been sent into these countries. That's why we went into Leviticus 26 and Deuteronomy 28, showing the curses that, what the Lord says is going to happen to our people. So now, we're going to back up just a little bit. Go ahead to that Babylon and Timbuktu. You have a lot of people that, these so-called Christians that be laughing and saying, oh, that's not good scholarship. But you find a list of books that he is talking about, and it say exactly what he said.
Right.
Like, yeah, y'all go ahead and laugh. You go ahead and laugh.
Yeah. Laugh now, cry later.
Right. So Babylon, You know what? Since you said that, bro, laugh now, cry later. I'm already in Luke. Luke chapter 6.
Cry later and gnashing of teeth.
Verse 25.
The book of Luke, chapter 6 and verse 25. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep.
Remember that, Pastor. All these brothers that be coming against us in these little groups, remember that. Because some of these groups I'm in, brothers they just on a mission to find all this scholarship, and they be just finding just straight, they be demolishing the Christians. Like now, everybody realized that Constantine was a black man. But it's been so much whitewashing that people don't realize Septimius Severus in 193, when he defeated Rome, that was the end of the Edomites running the empire. Okay. So you have the Holy Roman Empire, which is our people, with the Bible, with these crazy daggone doctrines. It's our people. And you got Edomites in there, but they weren't ruling. They weren't ruling like that.
Right.
Eventually, over time, during the Reconquista, the Renaissance period, they come back in power. That's why they're whitewashing everything. Because the images were black people. Now, so Babylon to Timbuktu. The first page should have purple on it, David.
What page is that?
It is page 84. Look. Well, you probably gotta go up. Just wait a minute. Cool. I don't know what that. Maybe I cut it out. Oh yeah. I probably cut it out.
Oh, that's one of the ones.
Yeah, this is probably where I start cutting it out. So that's this one, I believe. Does it say when the Jews were expelled from Spain? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, cut that out. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to cut a bunch of stuff out, so it was a little confusion.
Want me to read that, though?
Yeah, read that.
All right. When the Jews were expelled from Spain, about 100,000 entered Portugal. They were permitted to enter under the condition that they pay the poll tax, with the understanding that they would leave the country within 8 months. Also, at this time, the king obligated himself to take the Jews wherever they desired at the termination of the 8 months. When the time expired, many Jews were stranded because the king did not provide enough ships in time. All the black Jews who were left behind were deprived of their freedom and sold into slavery. During the reign of King John II, or John II, several hundred black Hebrew children were ruthlessly taken away from their parents in Portugal and transported to the island of St. Thomas.
St. Thomas, no, St. Thomas, which is we're going to show you a map at the very end. But St. Thomas, and like if you was to Google those people, they look crazy because they mixed in with Esau.
Okay.
We ran into one last summer when we was out street teaching. She was like, yeah, I know we the people. She said, I know we the people. She looked like us, but she had different color eyes. But go ahead.
Off the west coast of Africa, this island is located near Nigeria, Cameroon, and Gabon. Alan H. Gabi says that the Portuguese founded the island of Saint Tomé in 1471. In the year 1484, King John II of Portugal, who reigned from 1481 to 1495, offered the Jews of his kingdom the choice of baptism or settling at Saint Tomé. Multitudes of Jews were sent to this island during the reign of King John II. These Jews, Judeos, as the Portuguese called them, are serious, reserved, and wealthy, holding most of the trade in their hands.
Yeah, but they had that taken from them. Now, it says, Alan Godby says that the Portuguese founded the island of Saint Tomé in 1471. When we remember, y'all, when we get to the last photo, it's a map of it's not a map of Saint Tomé. It's the map out of this book that was written by Alan Godby. That book cost $5,000. Fortunately, we got the map, and the map shows you all these different areas that our people were living in, were sent to, were already there. Let's see, you got the next one up there, right? Let me see. Let me get to it. Yeah. Damn, read that from the top. Damn.
If you deny your religion, you will eventually deny your nationality. Good Lord.
That's why when we be on the street teaching and we will ask a brother or sister, what's your nationality? And they will say Baptist. Damn. Go ahead.
The sociologists and psychologists know history has proven that if you deny your culture and nationality over a long period of time, you will totally forget it through a process of assimilation.
Oh, we should all be one. Go ahead.
The black Jews came to Africa not only by land, but also by sea. As you recall, in the year 1484, King John of Portugal deported great numbers of black Jews to the African island of Saint Tomé. The island of Saint Tomé, near Nigeria and the Cameroon, was discovered by the Portuguese in 1471, and it was established as a penal colony. To this island, Jews were sent who would not accept baptism. It is obvious that punishment to them, but King John's ulterior motive was to establish a commercial-based and sophisticated black Jews in his growing empire in Africa. As time elapsed, the black Jews in Portugal and the black Jews in the Portuguese colonial possessions became known as the Black Portuguese.
The Black Portuguese. Now, if you look it up now, they're just going to show you black folks that speak Portuguese. But the Black Portuguese was the Jews. That's in another book I got, as they were called. Matter of fact, it's this book right here, The Critical Review of Annals of Literature. King John called them the Black Portuguese. Go ahead.
They were called Black Portuguese because they were born in Portugal and they knew the history, culture, and language of Portugal. Damn, that's just like us here in America. We learn their language, their culture, know nothing about our own.
Right.
As it has been mentioned before, King John of Portugal furnished ships in order to deport the Jews to any country.
Right. They were... So he had us put on ships, and those ship captains, as soon as they got out in the ocean, was cutting our people's stomachs open, thinking that they were smuggling gold.
Wow.
Just killing our people. And then the ones that survived, that didn't get gutted and thrown overboard, they had to clean up the blood and the mess. Man, these people, when the Lord said He's going to destroy them off the face of the earth, there's a reason behind it. Yeah, pick up right. Start right there at the top of the paragraph, as it has been mentioned before.
Okay. As it has been mentioned before, King John of Portugal furnished ships in order to deport the Jews to any country they desired. However, unscrupulous Portuguese captains exacted as much money as they could from the Jews and dumped their human cargo at various places along the West African coast.
Now, in the book we went into earlier, the Jews and Moors of Spain, it goes into great detail about how as soon as they got on the ocean, that they were, like it said, they exacted as much money as they could. They were cutting their guts open, saying that they were smuggling and they was getting their gold. You talk about greed. You talk about covetousness.
Like, what they gonna do with it, even if they had it?
And then some people were selling their kids, had to sell their kids to them.
Wow.
Then they would dump you in places where the Africans, as soon as you got off they put you in the harbor, out in the water, and then you got Africans waiting for you to get to the shore. And they was putting you in slavery and killing you. Go ahead.
As a result, Alan Godby writes that Winwood Reade met blacks in Guinea. West Africa, who called themselves Portuguese and claimed descent from Portugal. Reade wrote his book in 1864. In another case,
But hold on. Because see, but we think, oh, we're from Africa. Africans sold Africans. No, we're the Israelites. We had colonies in there, and then we got sent there fleeing from the Spanish Inquisition.
right.
Go ahead.
In another case, Daniel P. Mannix writes us that Captain Cutler, a slave trader from Boston, was barbarously murdered with two of his sailors by a community of black Portuguese established near the mouth of the Sierra Leone River.
Right, Sierra Leone. I think that's the last one. I think that's it. That's all we wanted to on that. But like the stuff he's saying, like that book by Alan Godby is, that thing is $5,000. And then you got Christians, he used Babylon to Timbuktu. Y'all ignorant. Y'all are ignorant. You need to do your homework. All right, what you got next? Oh, okay, yeah, we skipping. We ain't hit this. We hit that. There we go. Nature knows no color line. Go to the first one, because I had like 5 pages. I think I shortened it to 2. Yeah, I shortened it to 2. Watch this, y'all. It ain't gonna be too much longer. Hey. I almost had 6 pages in this joint. Well, I don't have that one either. There we go. Oh, I had a bunch. Okay, this one.
Waits says an interesting gradation of all shades down to the black is exhibited by the Jew.
Right. So you had our people that went into Asia Minor, among those Edomite Greeks, were mixing with them. So, over time, some of us were lighter. But remember in Spain and Portugal, we was real dark. But in them places where the Greeks was just, the Greeks and them Romans walking around naked and having orgies on the ground and Saturnalia and all this stuff. But go ahead.
Especially dark were the Jews of Spain and Portugal. The Portuguese Jews were very dark, says Pritchard. The Duchess de Abrantes, wife of Napoleon's ambassador to Portugal, said that the Jew the Negro, and the Portuguese could be seen in a single person.
Meaning they look just alike. Because, see, something that people really don't realize, when you're talking about a Jew, it's somebody that you can see that they're keeping the commandments that's in the Bible. Mm-hmm. So they're doing, these like keeping the Sabbath, and they had a way of sacrificing or slaughter their animals. All these things they did that show that they were in Judaism. You could see it. Right. But then you have our people that just didn't give a damn like today. They're going to walk in their own paths. What do you call them? They don't think about that. That's why you got one book said that the Jews is despised by the very own Negroes they descend from. Wait a minute. The Negroes they descend from, meaning they people that ain't keeping the commandments, right, that's not walking like them. They forget that. It's amazing. But anyway, go ahead.
So dark were the Jews, especially of Portugal and southern Spain, that many whites thought all Jews were black or dark. Huh. Wow.
That ain't the only book that say that.
Right.
Then those German and Polish, those are converts. Go ahead.
This belief, said Barbara, shows what an error most people are in, since he says the German Jews, as for example, those of Prague, are as white as most of their German countrymen. Many of the Jews who were banished from Portugal by John II.
So these Jews that were banished from Portugal by John II, read that.
Settled in the West Indies.
Where's the West Indies, y'all? That's your islands.
Yep.
Your Caribbean islands.
Jamaica, the Bahamas.
Yeah, watch. Keep going.
John Bigelow. My bad. I just thought about.
You thought about
Deuce Bigelow. My bad.
Go ahead.
Who visited Jamaica in 1850, saw the descendants of these Jews and says they were they were Negroid. Wow.
Hold on. So he saw the descendants of these Jews and said they were Negroes. In Jamaica, man. No less.
Yama.
Go ahead.
The Eastern Jews who settled in Austria, Poland, and Russia were Negroid too. Count Adam Gorowski of Poland, who visited the United States in 1857, said the Jews of his country strongly resembled American mulattoes. Number of Jews, he said, have the greatest resemblance to the American mulattoes. Sallow complexion,
dark,
thick lips, crisp black hair. Of all the Jewish population scattered over the globe, 1/4 dwells in Poland. I am, therefore, well acquainted with their features. On my arrival in this country, America, I took every light-colored mulatto for a Jew.
You good. You good, man. Those European Jewish folks, let me say this. So there's a reason why they go by the lineage of the mother. So like the guy corrected me. The guy corrected me on Facebook. He said that whenever there's admixture, somebody when they mix from somebody of another nation, it goes then the mother decides the nationality. So they're in great error. Right. There's I got books that say all kinds of stuff. They was taking them hostage. The Jews that was originally in Poland and Germany and those areas were being taken hostage, by Edomites, and the Edomites was raping the women, and they were having the kids with them, and you got these people you got today. Nah, you don't fit no curses. You gotta fit the curses.
Right.
Last one, y'all. This is the map. This is a map out of the book of Alan Godby. And all those places where you see red are places where the black Jews had colonies, cities, and, it's just places where they lived. This is what, places where our people dwell. You can find all kinds of stuff looking at this map. I think even San Tome is on there. I don't know if I pulled it up on here or not. Let me see. Let me check my files. It has East Africa. It should at the bottom. Well, not on that particular one there. It doesn't have the Hottentots. But you have like Sarah Bartman that came from South Africa, and she was a Hottentot. East Africa. Enlarge it. So if you look in the bottom left-hand corner, it says Yemen Jews, Falashas, Berber, Moorish, and Negro Jews. So our people were Moors, Berbers. We know the Falashas. The Yemen Jews. The Yemen Jews are actually like the Jews that's in Abyssinia. The so-called Ethiopian Jews, those were the Yemen Jews. They got driven out. Those dudes over there in Yemen now is converts. They got the little side lock things.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so there was a Jewish guy trying to battle me on Facebook. And he put up this story showing how there was some king over there and his people accepted the Jewish religion and became Jews. And that's who's over there. So the real ones crossed the water into Abyssinia and went among the Ethiopian Jews. Can't make this stuff up. You have, if you look at it, okay, you can see Senegambia, Mauritania, which Mauritania is just, it means land of the blacks. In North Africa, you see all these, you just see red everywhere. Our people were all over that place because Spain and Portugal is right above it. And when we got kicked out of Spain and Portugal, many of us fled there. Then you have, Sierra Leone. Then you got Jewish traces. Ashanti, Dahomey, Nigeria. Look, Levite cities. B'nai Ephraim, meaning sons of Ephraim. Dahomey Jews. Look, Berber Jews. There's San Tome by Cameroon and Gabon. Then below that, you got the Mavumbu Jews. I can't even see what the other ones are. Luando Jews. The Portuguese was taking us from there. You can't, there's no way to get around it. We're the Jews. And we're the Israelites. I'm trying to find something. Yeah, I'm about to wrap it up. Yeah, you can wrap it up. Okay. So, we cut out a lot. We've been trying to bring up history. Oh, wow.
You know that movie that's about to come out, The Woman King?
Yeah.
Supposedly the warrior people are Dahomey.
Dahomey. Yeah, they defeated us, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. That's what my wife was saying.
Yes, let me say this. So there's a movie coming out. What is it called? The
Woman King.
The Woman King, yeah. That jank is going to put spirits on our sisters.
Right.
Because they're already thinking they strong, independent women.
Right.
And they're going to look at that, and then, oh, man, they're already going to mix them with Wakandan, those Wakandan sisters.
Right.
be madness, man. It's already. We can't. I don't see how it could get any worse, but it's gonna get worse. But that's been our pictorial history for tonight. We got a lot of stuff, but not enough time. Lord's will. I mean, it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. Lord's will. We'll see. We might go live and throw up some more stuff for y'all. You know, before the brothers do their class.
Which one to close out?
I mean, Hosea 4, I think. We are almost done. It's always a two. Is that what? I don't know. No, Hosea 3 and verse 4.
Okay. The book of Hosea, chapter 3 and verse 4. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image.
Without an image? Go ahead.
And without an ephod. And without teraphim.
A teraphim. So they've hidden the images from us for a long time. It's okay though, because the Lord found a way. Go ahead.
Afterward shall the children of Israel return.
That's what we're trying to do now, y'all. Go ahead.
And seek the Lord their God.
How do you seek the face of the Lord? By keeping his commandments. Go ahead.
And David their king.
And believing on Christ. Go ahead.
And shall fear the Lord and his goodness in the latter days.
All praises to the Most High. 1 Corinthians 13:13, y'all. It's awesome. It's just an awesome, beautiful feeling to know that the Lord has woke you up and showed you what you need to do to please him.
Right.
That's what we got to do. We got to please him. Well, he shined a light on how we can please him, coming out of that darkness that we used to be in.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13 and verse 13.
Matter of fact, read 12 first.
Okay. Verse 12. For now we see through a glass darkly.
Right. At least we can see through the glass now. It's getting brighter and brighter as that day comes. Go ahead.
But then face to face.
See face to face. Go ahead.
Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known.
Come on.
And now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three. But the greatest of these is charity.
Right. The greatest of these is showing brotherly love at the highest level, y'all. So that's been tonight's class. I'm Brother Jacob.
And I'm Brother Joab.
With that, y'all, we say shalom.